Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the WPS podcast. That is Why People Suck, in case you're new here. My name is Celia. I'm joined by my co host, best friend, and sister, Alejandra.
Hey everyone, glad to be back for another episode where we can call out all the ways people are super annoying and talk about what we can actually do about it. We say it so you don't have to. Today we're talking about a universal problem, bad coworkers.
Oh, yeah, this is a good topic. I think everyone could probably relate to this, and I'm sure everyone has at least one story that they could share with us. So, do you want to kick it off, Alejandra?
Oh yeah, I've got some serious problems with some coworkers. But honestly, I feel like every office has it's like a movie, right? It's like characters, not coworkers. We have characters. So like one of the most annoying things, the most annoying people, I like to call the reply all person. Like the person that doesn't know when you can drop people off or like when the conversation is over or hey, you can just reply back to the one person, especially when in the email it says just reply back to me and the person still replies all with their answer. I have an example that is so cringe. I could not believe. And it wasn't just one person that did this, it was like 10 people. So last fall, our executive director, he has season tickets to the one of the football teams here. And he'll sometimes when he can't go, he'll do a drawing and give them away to someone in our organization. Our organization is like 350 people. So he sent out a blast to everybody and said, "Hey, reply just to me and say if you're interested in these tickets." And like 10 people replied all to every single person in the organization and said, "Yes, I'm very interested." Or we're like, just like, "Oh my gosh, yes, please. I would love to win this." And it's like, oh my God, dude. First of all, you didn't read the email that says just reply back. And second, even if it didn't say that, why would you think that it's okay to reply all to that? It's clearly not relevant to everyone else that you are also interested in these tickets. Oh my gosh, it was so cringe. And then we had like a side text message going on with some people in my direct group, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, people that are replying all should just automatically be excluded for being too stupid to read the email." And I was like, "Yeah,
Oh my God.
you're not allowed to to be included and get these tickets if you're too dumb."
Totally. I remember in one of my organizations, we were about 150 people, only in one of the offices. I mean, globally, it was a lot more. And there were some people who would always reply all, like you knew, so and so is going to reply all.
And it
And related to this reply all, I think that people who always prolong meetings with more questions, like it's irrelevant. Please just shut up. Let us get back to work. There has to always be someone who thinks that they should speak up and I don't know, they want to be seen by managers or whatever. And they always have to ask questions, even really stupid questions that are irrelevant to everyone else or even to the project, just has nothing to do. And it prolongs the meeting by like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, why did you do that? We all want to get back to work or go home or go to lunch or something. Those people just suck. I hate them so
Yeah.
much.
And then they just keep talking, and you're like, "Just stop, please." Like, if it's a WebEx, I'm leaving. Or if it's like a meeting online, like a Teams meeting or whatever thing you use for your online meetings, I just leave. Like, this meeting was over 10 minutes ago, I'm leaving now. Or if I have another meeting, I just walk out and I'm like, "Sorry, I have another meeting." Even if I don't have another meeting sometimes, I'm like, "I'm not interested in this question, I'm leaving."
Yeah, that's a good thing to do,
Yeah.
actually. Great advice. Just right. I'm leaving. I have something else to get to. Sorry.
Yeah. My time is precious. I'm not here to waste my time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, another thing with meetings is booking them over lunchtime. Oh, why?
Yeah.
No. Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't get paid for my lunchtime, by the way. So you booking a meeting over my lunchtime is extra cool because I'm not getting paid for lunch to begin with. So I'm leaving.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, I just take my lunch later because what the heck,
Oh yeah,
man?
I do that too. Yeah, the only thing that's annoying to me is that like sometimes on my lunch hour there's a workout class that I like to take, and if I'm late for that workout class, well, I can't Or if I don't show up at the time, then I've missed the workout class. Like I can't just take it later, you know?
I know that's super annoying. If you have something already booked or scheduled, an errand to run, not cool. I also hate it when people will put a meeting at the end of the day or like really close to leaving because sometimes it'll go over. And also at that point, your mind is just clocked out. No one wants to be in a meeting right before they have to leave. I think that's really rude and annoying because you can't even do anything about whatever you're going to talk about. You're going to go home. Or, I did have some managers who would expect you to do things. Well, but that's for a manager's episode. But still, that's you can't be scheduling things at the end of the day
Well,
or asking for a chat about something. That's so annoying.
yeah, or like at Friday or on a Friday at like 4:30 or 4 o'clock. Like, dude, no. I'm not going to that meeting. I'm declining that invitation immediately. I'm not going to that.
Yeah, so you have something else.
Yeah.
You have something else going on, you can't make it.
Yeah, I've had like I get off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I have people send me an invitation at 4 o'clock and I immediately say, I'm done for the day at 4 o'clock. This is gonna have to wait till tomorrow or next week if it's on a Friday. Is it like, is this an emergency? Probably not. And even if it is, and we have the meeting, I'm not doing anything about it because it's the end of the day. I'll see you tomorrow or next week. Don't be rude.
Yeah, exactly, you need to set your boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you also like, I feel like those types of people just do you hate your family? Do you not have anything else going on in your life? The biggest, most exciting thing that's going on in your world is your job? Because that is not my case, and don't try to lock me into your sad little life. Like, I do things outside of work, and I enjoy doing things outside of work, and when I'm clocked out, I'm clocked out. You don't pay me to be here past my time, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, and I wonder that especially with your coworkers that are at the same level, because this has happened to me a lot, especially working in architecture where people just expect you to work late every day and that you're there for the craft. I hated this thing that they always said, a labor of love. And I'm like, excuse me, there is no labor of love. There is no such thing. I'm here for the money. Everyone's here for the money. I mean, you can love your job, sure, but it's still at the end of the day a job and you have other things and people need to respect the work life balance. Like we're moving towards that in younger generations and things and it's just really annoying when people don't respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will continue to push back against these people that demand more of my work time than I get outside of work. I will not accept that as my reality or anyone else's reality. And I will always fight for people to be able to have their time off work, including myself.
Absolutely. This also reminds me of people who just do the bare minimum and then ask for your help because they also encroach into your time. I've had occasions where I work with people who barely do anything throughout the day. They're like always getting up to get coffee or chatting with other people, and then they don't finish the work they need to do and they ask for my help, like especially at the end of the day and stuff, because I guess they don't care whether or not they leave on time. And I just find that so rude and annoying. And sometimes I just say, hey, I have other plans. I could help you tomorrow, which is still annoying. But I'm not gonna do it right now. And also you need to take responsibility for your part of the project or whatever, or if you need assistance, ask for it earlier in the day,
Yeah, for sure. I also feel like a lot of people will just complain about how much work they have to do. And you know that they, first of all, don't even have that much work. And all they do is complain so that they can get the reaction from people and for people to feel bad for them and be like, oh my gosh, how can I help you? Or so that their managers and supervisors don't give them more work. And then it ends up going to other people instead. And I'm like, I know your game and I can read right through you. Don't do that to me. And I call people out like that. Like if I've had a manager be like, this person is just so busy. And I was like, okay, what are they busy doing exactly? And they'll be like, I don't know. I mean, they're doing this. And I'm like, tell me exactly how busy they are. Like, I need proof. What is it that they're doing that makes them so much busier than me? Because I mean, at this point, it had happened so many times that I was like, I can read through this BS. Like, I know she's not as busy as she's saying she is. So if she really is that busy, what is she busy doing? Because this is what I'm doing and I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly able to finish my work and still apparently you think that I don't have enough work. So maybe I need to complain more, first of all. And second of all, she has the
Mhm.
same amount of or less than me. And this is a real life example, by the way. That's why I keep saying she. Like this person actually exists and still works there. Not with me anymore. Thank God. She's moved on. But or she's moved somewhere else. But yeah, she would just complain and everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, we just can't give this person any more work. She's just so busy." And then finally I got fed up and I was like, "What is she busy doing? Tell me right now. Let's compare this apples to apples because we have the same job. So she's doing 5 things, I'm doing 20. Why is she so much busier than I am? Because I'm doing a really good job. She's doing also a good job on the things that she's actually doing, but it's just like I have so much more work and she complains about it so much more than me. That doesn't make any sense. The math thing. You have to stand up to your managers and be like, look, I'm happy to help, but I also have a lot of work. What is she or he so busy doing that they can't finish the work that they have?
Mhm. Yeah. And I think it's good to have meetings with the whole team and then just lay out how everyone's gonna work. That's
Mhm.
also helpful, I guess, and, like, give people deadlines, but, I mean, that's the manager's job, it's not really you. But still, it's important that you do stand up for that because so many people just do the bare minimum, and it's really annoying. It's so
Yeah.
frustrating. And also, like, people who take credit for your work or, like, the team's work because so many projects obviously take more than one person, and then I find it so annoying when one person, you're going up to your manager and you're gonna present the work or whatever, or client or something, whatever it is, and then one certain person just takes over and talks the whole time, so it makes it seem like they did more than their fair share or something. I also hate people like that who just seem to be doing more than everyone else, but it's not true. They're actually probably the person that's doing the least.
Oh yeah. There's some people that are really good at talking up a big game.
Yeah.
I swear, like every office has these characters. And honestly, if you can't identify one, I have news for you. You may be one. Time to change your
Yeah.
ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I do feel like coworkers are like, and it's such a social experiment of like grown adults being so petty. And the best place to witness it is the workplace. Like Brad, who's scheduling the 4:30 Friday afternoon quick catch up call. Like, are you trying to be petty, Brad? Or are you just an idiot? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. He's definitely a hateful character.
God, Brad.
There's just so many things. Oh, man, and also people who gossip. We haven't talked
Oh
about that,
yeah.
but people who are always talking behind your back or bringing you news of other people, and sometimes I'm just like, "Hey, man, I really don't wanna hear this. I don't wanna get involved in this
Yeah.
drama," because then people think I'm also talking about them, and I'm just, making my cup of coffee in the break room. I don't really wanna be involved in all this BS.
Yeah, and there's some people that are so good at trapping you. I mean, I have people like that in my office that'll just like you just wanna say a quick hello as you're passing them on the hallway, and then they suddenly just trap you, and then you're sitting there for like 20 minutes talking about whatever, and you're just like, "I just need to go to the bathroom. I don't wanna sit here." Sometimes when I see those people, I'm like, "Hi," and then I like duck in somewhere else, pretend like I'm going somewhere else because 'cause I'm like, "I don't have time to sit here and talk to you for 20 minutes. I'm not trying to be rude, but I can't do that every time I see you."
Yeah, totally. You just have to keep walking and say you're off to something else, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That also just reminds me of people who are constantly interrupting you, who come by your desk and just ask you questions, whether it's relevant or not. I just, why are you bothering me all the time? I need to get my work done because I value work life balance and I need to get out of here on time.
Exactly, the 8 hours that I'm here, I'm trying to work. I'm not trying to be, like, wasting time, like, I don't wanna have to go home and then continue working.
Yeah, totally.
Ugh, yeah, the amount of time this is the other thing, like, being in the office versus not being in the office, circling back to a past podcast. Oh my gosh, being in the office, I get, like, probably 50%, if that, done. Like 50% of the work that I need to do in a day done because so many people just keep stopping by my desk, interrupting me. And it's not just like you're interrupting me and then I could just come back to what I was doing. You're interrupting me and then I have to be like, what was I doing? Like like I completely lost my train of thought. And it's just like it takes me double the time to get back to where I was. It's a whole thing. Ugh, it's so annoying. And especially if I have my door
Yeah.
closed. I want some privacy and I'm trying to concentrate or I'm on the phone. Don't just barge in. That's the other thing. Oh my gosh, people just barging in when you have the
Yeah.
door closed. And sometimes I'm on the phone or like a video call, so they can't tell that I'm on the phone, but I'm on a video call. And they'll just barge in and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "No, because I'm on a call." And I'm also like mid sentence with someone, and then people are like, "Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Some people are just so rude.
yeah,
That's really annoying. Also, people who constantly don't show up to work when there's a crisis. This just reminds me, my husband had this coworker who was always like off sick, or he'd be traveling and then be like, "My flight was canceled. I'm not coming in today." Like on a Monday when things are at their worst because they work like in IT. So Mondays are usually really bad for them. And he kept doing this for the longest time. So then the whole team, or specifically, like, my husband had to be doing everything, and there were no consequences for this dude for the longest time. Finally, they fired him, but it took a really long time, Just people just don't pull their weight
hmm,
again. That is terrible to work with people like that because you can't rely on.
it's really annoying."
Yeah. And another thing I was thinking about, I guess all jobs probably have this, like, you have to file all your work in a certain way, like there's naming conventions or whatever, or folder structures, and then the people who just mess it up or put stuff where it's not supposed to go, and then you have to spend so much time trying to find something, and then it creates admin for you. And that used to happen to me all the time where I'm like, "Okay, I need this thing," and I don't know where it is, and now I have to go ask them, "Why can't you just do things the right way from the beginning?" So, it's just such a wasted time and really annoying, and then it just makes me sour against these certain individuals.
Yeah, I actually have a coworker that refuses to use like our electronic filing system. She refuses to use it and it causes so many issues. So I was like, "You know what? I'm going to put a meeting on our calendar and I'm going to train her and I'm going to make her do this." So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually doing that next week because I'm so fed up of people coming to me and being like, "Hey, I can't find these things because she just refuses to file things where they're supposed to go. So she just holds on to them on her computer." And it's like, that is not helpful to anyone. We have this
What?
thing for a reason. You need to use it. You can't just refuse not to use
Yeah.
it. It's your job. So yeah, I sent her the meeting invite and I was like, "Hey, we need to train you in this again because it's causing all kinds of issues and this is not okay." And she was like, "Okay." And I'm like, you know better." I've talked to her about this several times and she just refuses. And now I'm like, I'm going to be fully aggressive about this. You will learn.
Yeah. Good, good. It's so annoying, like, you shouldn't have to tell people more than once. You really
No.
shouldn't.
Yeah. Also, if I've told you as your boss that you need to do this, you need to do this. That is not, you don't get to just be like, "No, I don't think so." That's not how it works.
Yeah. For sure. And thinking about a few other examples of bad coworkers, not to do with work, but I'm thinking like the kitchen etiquette at work. I just remember this one guy whom I hated because he would take the microwave every single time and microwave something for like 10 minutes. And I'm thinking, if you're gonna bring something that needs the microwave, it should only be something that needs like a minute, especially in an office with 100 people. And one time he brought fish, I remember, and I was like, "What? What the hell are you
That's so
doing?"
gross.
Just I know, like, right in the communal area where we're all eating. Just why do people do
Yeah.
this?
Or also people who don't use like the little guard thing. I don't know what it's called on the in the microwave and they have like pasta
Oh.
with
Mhm.
red sauce and then it splatters everywhere. Like, are you gonna clean it or is someone else gonna clean it? That's so rude. Ugh.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
Yeah, or
gross.
people leaving their dishes in the sink and not putting them in the dishwasher, like, who do you think is gonna put them in the dishwasher or wash them?
Oh, yeah, that too. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
gross.
Let's see, what else? Oh, oh my gosh. The long emailer, the person that sends you an email that's like blocks and blocks and blocks. I don't know who needs to hear this, but no one reads an email that is like 3 paragraphs. If you have to have 3 paragraphs, make them into bullet points and make them short bullet points because no one's attention span is going to hold on to all of that information. first of all. Second of all, someone sees that email, they're gonna go, "Next." I'm gonna go to the next email because 'cause I'm not dealing with that right now because nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Another thing with email is, sometimes I work in blocks, like, I'll check my email in the morning, then I do some work, then I check before lunch, after lunch. I'm not constantly checking my email or allowing it to notify me. I find that really distracting and annoying, and nothing should be so urgent, like, if it's urgent, call me or Teams me or
Mhm.
something. But I hate when people are like, "Did you see that email? Like, can you do that now?" And it's nothing urgent, like, I don't know. People have a certain way of working that works for them, and I always find that annoying when it's nothing urgent and you didn't call me and then you're like, "Did you see it?" And it's out of my block time, but that may just be me, but I just wanted to say that that really annoys me. Maybe there's other listeners out there who feel the same about that.
Yeah, I also think, like, sitting on something that could have been done, like, a week ago, and then all of a sudden you make it urgent because you are not good at time management, that's not my problem. I have a coworker that does that. She'll sit on stuff, and then she'll panic because she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, I didn't work on this a week ago, and there's more work than I thought that needed to be done, and now I don't know what to do, and now I gotta rope people in, and I gotta make it an emergency for everyone." Usually on a Friday around 3 o'clock. And I'm like, that is not my problem. You need to have better time management. I will help you until it's time for me to leave. And then you're on your own, buddy. Not my problem.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that really
Yeah.
sucks, yeah. Just if you can do something quickly, do it and just plan ahead. I don't understand people who can't do
Yeah.
that. And yeah, people who make their issues your emergency, those are the absolute worst in my
Yep.
books.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I first started this job, I was a different position, but I was trained by someone and she didn't train me correctly because she wanted to be the only person who knew how to do things. So she would tell me to do things with only half of the information. So it made it harder for me. But then she would go to my manager and be like, she's not even doing it right. And I already trained her. And I would be like, but you didn't tell me to do all these other things. And then I finally, after like probably a month or two, I went to talk to someone else who did something similar. And I was like, hey, can you just tell me how to do all this stuff? Because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Like she told me how to do these things. And of course, she was like, "Well, yeah, you're missing like half the information. Of course, you're not doing it right." And I was like, "This little people like that, sneaky, sneaky." I have words that I won't say on here about those people, but oh my gosh, that is so mean. Like not training someone correctly to make you look better is so messed up. That is not okay.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of this happening to anyone, but
Happened to me.
it makes sense that some people are just
Yep.
horrible. Wow, that is the worst story I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Mean.
I can't believe
Yeah.
her.
She's one of those people that just like she is the same person that would complain about how busy she was. So then when I mentioned it to my manager, she was like, "Oh, okay, let me talk to her." And then she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just so busy that I forgot to train her correct." And then she's like, "I just don't have time to train her." So then I went with the other girl who kind of trained me and then I kind of like pieced stuff together on my own. So like really, I never even fully got trained correctly. I just had to learn how to do stuff the hard way. But yeah, I she just, like, played the victim all the time, and it was so infuriating, and it's so annoying to me that she is still around because I'm like, "You don't do anything except complain about how busy you are, doing God knows what,"
Yeah.
because I
She sounds
but
awful.
the funny thing is that everyone that I talk to, like, I don't even say anything. People like, new people will be like, "So what does so and so do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Because she doesn't seem
S
to actually, like, do anything substantial," and I'm like, "I know. This has been the story for the last 10 years." Yeah.
Wow.
Some people are mean, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out.
You really
Mhm.
do. And that makes me think of also other people who just don't help you when you need help. I've had so many occasions where I write to someone on the team because I need something from them. During work hours, I'm not like messaging someone after work and they just never respond or never call me back or give me the information that I need and just why? You need to do your job and you need to help the team. I also have occasions of managers being like that, but I'm going to save that for our managers episode.
One thing that happens to me sometimes, especially because I'm a manager now, so, like, I'll have people send me work like, I'll work on something and then I'll send it back to them and be like, "Hey, can you, fill in the holes or whatever? Like, I did the high level stuff. Can you do whatever other thing to, like, complete it?" Like formatting or, other things, like putting in dates of when something was submitted that, I mean, I can do, but these people also need to do it because that's kind of their job is, like, filling in the less substantial information because it's more administrative. And then they'll send me stuff and I have to be like, wait, this is not the right date, or why is the formatting different, or like, why do we have two different fonts? And I have to send it back, or I have to fix it myself. I'm like, that is your job. I did all of the substantive stuff. I sent it back to you to do the administrative stuff because that is your job. And then you just sent it back to me and it's all wrong. What is the point of that? You just wasted a bunch of time. And now I have to go and fix it because I have to submit this thing. So it's lazy work, basically. And then also,
Yeah.
people who will do half the work, you send it to you, you fix it, you do all the things, you submit it, and then they come in at the end, and you kind of touched on this at the beginning, where then they'll come in and take all the credit at the end and be like, "Oh yes, I worked so hard on this thing." And you're like, "Wait a minute, you only did like half of it, and it wasn't even correct or finished." And then I had to fix it all, and now somehow you're taking all
Mhm.
the credit. Not cool.
Yeah, no, people like that really
Mhm.
suck. I hate working with people who just don't pay attention to details and submit stuff that is not fully correct or whatever it is, and then I have more work to do. That's so not fair. That's not right.
Yeah, and then one thing that always triggers me is seeing an email that says, "Can we I'm circling back on this." I'm just like, "Don't you use those words with me." Ugh. It's big at the beginning of the year. Circle back. Just a quick catch up. Shut it. I don't wanna hear it.
Yeah. Corporate lingo. Great. So I think we've touched on a lot of things that people can relate to with bad coworkers and lots of personal stories here too. But now we want to listen from our listeners. Do you guys have any fun stories for us? Bad coworkers, please DM us at the WPS podcast and comment, share with us. We want to hear from you. We said it, so you didn't have to. See you next time.
See you next time.